Hey guys, welcome to Tabby. This is a really quick tutorial on how to update your monthly Tabby that's going to give you all of the really important insights that you need to run your business. So what we're going to do to create our monthly report is we're going to go to our dashboard and we're going to select the month that we are in. Now this isn't a full month's data because we're partway through the month. So just select the whole month, obviously clicking on the 1st to the 30th or the 31st or however many days are in that month. From there you click on reports. And what we need to do next is scroll down a little, and everyone has access to this regardless of whichever Shopify plan you're on. We'd like to click on Finances Summary. And you can see there's a whole bunch of information that's coming up here. And at this point, we're going to click on Total Sales. It's going to bring up a list of all of the sales that you've had for that month. And it just takes a minute to come through. And from here, we click Export. Really important that you select full report here. If you don't, you'll only get what's on that first page. So we want to make sure we get all of the data. So clicking full report, super important, and clicking export. It just takes a few minutes to pop up as a CSV file. And you can see here that's happened pretty quickly already. So at this point, what you need to do is you need to select all. And so to do that, it's Command A or Control A, depending on what type of computer you're using, and then copy that. So Command C, so as in copy paste. So we've selected it all and we've copied it all. The next step is to go over to Tabby, and we are going to find the month that we are working in. Okay, so at this point we are working in September 2019, and I've made it yellow here so it's nice and easy for me to find. At this point, you're going to click in the void up here, and which means it's selected the whole spreadsheet, and you're going to do Command V, which is the paste function. You can also do you can also use the menu items up the top here, but I just like to use the shortcuts personally. And then just a quick save. So at this point, you've taken all of the data that we need to get started with reporting monthly in Tabby into Tabby. So a lot of the hard work is already done for us. What we're going to do now is we're going to scroll over to the traffic and conversion monthly tab, and we're just going to fill out a few more bits and pieces over here in the tab so we can work out where the store stands already for the month. So we're going to go and have a look at the back at the dashboard and have a look at online store sessions. And you can see here, it's right up the top, 1426, and this is a manual input here. Abandoned carts, really important to understand how many abandoned carts you've had for the month. The abandoned cart is somebody that comes to the site, puts something in their shopping cart and leaves and doesn't buy something. And obviously we try and we get them back onto the site and we try and convert them into a sale, but it doesn't always work. So having an idea of how many abandoned carts we have comes from over here. So we've had 34 people this month add and then 22 convert. So we've got 12 abandoned carts for the month. Our conversion rate is really clearly displayed here, 1.54. This is a new store, so it's very low. All of this data here for this store is just test data. So this is the first month of activity for this store. So what we're doing now is we're going to have a look at the revenue source. And I really think that this is really important because we don't want to be relying on paid traffic for the rest of our store life. So understanding where the traffic is coming from, knowing that in this case, a lot of the social traffic, most of the social traffic that we are sending through is paid. And then obviously there's search. We're not running a paid search campaign, and direct would be something, email or people just returning to the site. So here we're just going to add the 810, and once again, it's a manual entry, 135 and then 90 to get an idea of how that changes throughout the year. So you'll see here that the chart is updated here and the conversion rate here. Depending on your industry and what it is that you sell, your conversion rate will vary, and obviously this chart will adjust accordingly. So over to the monthly summary tab, this is where we're adding all of our sales information, and Tabby's already pulled through all of the vital information. So it's pulled through the sales, any shipping that's collected. Now this brand doesn't collect shipping because it's absorbed into the overall price, it's free shipping, and any refunds that have been processed. So it will automatically calculate that based on the export that we did from Shopify earlier. It also gives us the opportunity to put in some data here for any pop-up shops or physical stores or stockists that you might have. And you can see that it's automatically updating our total online and offline sales for the month. Here, it's just another little summary for online sales so we can get an idea of how we're going just as a snapshot if we were wanting to use this just as a snapshot page without having to go to the other page. And here is where we start to look at our expenses for the month. Each of these expenses here, you can see Shopify, PayPal, postage, etc., all have their own tab, and this is where you update this information. So you can go to the Shopify expenses tab, and you can see here there's some test information in here, and obviously that won't be in your tab, or if it is, you just delete it. And you can see here we've got the 1st of September lined up ready to go, and we want to put in this month's Shopify expenses. Same for PayPal, and Stripe there won't be any, but maybe for postage there will be. Okay, and then any other selling expenses that might not relate to any of these ones that we've put here, this is where you put them here. So you might have other fees associated with selling. You can see back over here there's a whole bunch of information and options for expenses, including business expenses, product costs, packaging costs, and so on and so forth, and they all work in the same way. So you can put in the date, the vendor, a description, a payment method, the amount, and obviously then any notes that are associated with that, so you can keep track of it. The only ones that are different are the Facebook ad expenses and the Google ad expenses, and I'll give you a look at what they look like. So here, this is where you would be pulling information directly from Facebook Ads Manager and Google Ads to import it into here to make it really sort of brief and interesting in terms of what we're spending and if we're making a return on investment on that spend. So in order to find the Facebook Ads data, you just go over to your Facebook Ads Manager, and you'll see here that this Facebook Ads Manager is set up for understanding e-commerce and return on investment. So the metrics that we have here are the total ad spend, and the total ad spend for this month is, where's it gone? I think it was 555, and then return on ad spend is 1.55. Total sales was 900. And our click-through rate here is 4.01. And cost per click, also here, 0.23. And ads to cart, we had 30. So you can see here that's updated that information very quickly based on the setup of my Facebook Ads Manager dashboard and just putting it quickly into here to get an idea of, are we spending more than we're making? Which is hopefully not, and getting an idea of how it's affecting the business in a sense of what we're spending and what we're making and where the percentage of sales are coming from. So that's how you update Tabby every month in under 10 minutes. Now, depending on what your expenses are and where you're collating all that information from, it might take you a few minutes longer. You might not have that many expenses and your overheads are really low, which is great for business. But I hope that you find the tutorial helpful, and if you've got any questions, reach out to us and let us know.